I give you Max Payne, the film directed by John Moore, starring Mark Wahlberg, Mila Kunis, Ludacris, and Beau Bridges. The plot of the movie is, after Mark Wahlberg's wife and child are killed years before this movie takes place, he discovers a small, I guess you can call it, assassination plot against his wife. I guess you can call it. I don't really know. But he soon sets out to discover it. Now, if anyone's ever heard of this movie, ever heard of the director of this film, I'll get to him in a little bit. But everyone knows and everyone agrees that this movie is not good. I am one of those people. This movie is not good whatsoever in almost every way, shape, and form. But with this movie, it's weird because it's based on a video game, and people love the video game series Max Payne. And when the movie was announced, everyone thought, or at least I thought, Mark Wahlberg would be perfect for the movie, and I still think he would have been perfect for the movie. He fits the shape of Max Payne. He can be a good actor, and he usually is a good actor when he needs to be. And I'm going to touch on acting first. His acting in this movie is not good, and it's unfortunate that the wasted potential right there. Like I said in my Battlefield Earth review, I can give actors credit when credit is due when the script is horrible, but not script, dialogue. This movie's dialogue is not terrible, but it's not good, but it's right there in the middle, so I can blame the acting. His acting's not good. He's all over the place. He's Mark Wahlberg doing Mark Wahlberg things and yelling at the camera and shooting guns. It's all he's in the movie for. He's not a good actor in this. And then Mila Kunis is in the movie. She plays a character from the game, I believe. I'm not sure. But she's in the movie. They picked Mila Kunis because she's Mila Kunis. She's a very attractive young woman. And her acting's not good in this movie either. Ludacris is alright, I guess. Not really going to touch on him. And then Beau Bridges plays, I guess, Mark Wahlberg's wife's boss. I don't know. But in the movie, his acting was fine. But the thing is, his character is part of a convoluted plot that I absolutely despise. So overall, I should hate his character, meaning I should hate his acting, which I'm going to go with. But like I said, this movie, the acting is not the most unfortunate part or worst part of this movie. It is the script, the plot, the execution of both those things, and the directing by John Moore. I'll start on the direction first. If you don't know who John Moore is, God bless you. If you do know who he is, you're in the same boat as I am. If you don't know who he is, quick filmography, right here. He directed Behind Enemy Lines, Flight of the Phoenix, the 2006 remake of the horror classic The Omen. Why? He also directed this movie, and then he directed the recently released A Good Day to Die Hard. That is filmography at its finest. That is the perfect list of films. Not only that, for the past two movies, he has trashed source material that everyone loves. This is one of them. His direction is all over the place. The action looks alright, but there is some really dumb use of slow-mo, dumb, useless points in this movie where slow-mo is incorporated. I mean, some of the gun scenes, okay, but when Mark Wahlberg's falling backwards with a shotgun in his hand, you don't have to show that part in slow-mo. Just show the shots go off in slow motion. That's all you have to do. And he's not good with the camera. His direction's all over the place. Whenever there's fights, it's just all over the place. It's shaky. And there's this scene when a gun and trigger is pulled and it shows the gun in complete slow motion, and it just shows it cock, and then it shoots the bullet. It's not impressive. People have seen that all the time. Just show it in normal motion and people will get it. It's not. And then you've got the writers of this movie. I don't know who they are. I don't really care who they are because, thank God, I looked them up. Okay, so I do know who they are. They have not done a single movie since then. Since this. Good. The plot of this movie, the script, the plot of this movie, the way it is so convoluted and twisted around twists that you're supposed to care about or be shocked about is so poorly executed and so stupid. It involves drugs and Mark Wahlberg's or Max Payne's wife, and you're supposed to be surprised. You really don't give a shit at all. And then you've got the dialogue. Like I said, the dialogue, I'm not going to complain about the dialogue. It's a video game movie. Another thing, anyone who thought this movie was going to be good, everyone had the same thought in their head. It's a video game movie. Those movies are not good. There is a long list of those type of films that have been absolute shit since the 90s. specifically Super Mario Brothers. This movie is a video game movie. You're not going to expect much. The dialogue's not going to be the greatest, but when your plot is completely butchering what a video game was, I mean, you can at least make a good Max Payne video game for us. That's not that hard to do. At least I would think. And the script is also could have been a little better, and then the execution of John Moore directing didn't help it at all. These guys took it in a completely different direction from probably what the original thing was. They probably would have set the premise originally to the original Max Payne game. I would have been fine with that. The movie would have gotten better reviews, probably more money, and we'd have a good Max Payne sequel, possibly in production right now. Instead, this is the Max Payne movie we are left with. No. No, we shouldn't. Max Payne is not a good film. It's not even a bad film. Calling this a bad film is giving bad films a bad name. This is a terrible film. It is a horrible film. Is it as bad as Battlefield Earth? No, absolutely not. Nothing is as bad as Battlefield Earth. This movie is really bad, though. Max Payne overall, I want to give it an F, but I can't. I'm going to give it a D-. D- for Max Payne. Don't see this movie. Ever. And if you are somehow tempted into doing it because you're a fan of the video games, be prepared to let down, or be let down. This movie butchers your video game to the ultimate maximum. That's all I have to say.